cheating's a strong word. Us professionals like to call it professionalism. But you know, it is part and parcel of the game. The stakes are that high now that everyone's looking to gain the slightest advantage, and with the nature of the game now, from the referee's point of view, and everything, that you know, they look down upon, you know, tough tackles, and everything has to be as clean as a whistle. That, you know, players are taking advantage of that and gaining free kicks and penalties and getting people sent off, and it's a part of the game. It's not a pretty side of the game, but I think it's something that's always been there, to be honest. Maybe not at the levels that it is now, but maybe it's just been exposed more now because of the profile of the game and the sky cameras and so forth. It's more visible to everyone.
As a defender, what tricks did you see occur most from strikers?
It was, the thing was, I mean, the game changed as I played. You know, I first started playing professional football in the late '80s, and it was a very tough game. You know, and to be fair, you could get away with one or two things as a defender. You know, you could actually go and, you know, give the striker or the winger one early doors, and the referee would say, "Yeah, that's your one," and it was an accepted thing. You know, the striker would do it. They would say, "Oh," but it was an accepted thing that you'd always get one in the first 5-10 minutes. It was just part of the game. And it was a tough game, and you had to look after yourself, you know what I mean? But that sort of slowly eroded away, you know, probably for the benefit of the more skillful players and stuff. But I think as a defender, you had to adapt to the new rules and the new expectations, and you had to be a bit clever about your defending. But there's all sorts, you know, there'll be players that pull you off the ball and then you react to them, which the referee sees, and there's so much stuff that strikers and defenders and midfielders, everyone try to get away with, you know. And but like I said, because the exposure of the game now is becoming more prevalent and people can see it. But there was all sorts going on, all sorts. Some of it off the pitch as well, before game and stuff, in the tunnel, warm-ups, a lot. You know, it was anything to get an advantage over your opponent, and that's professional sport.
What did you see occur before matches? What happened before the referee came onto the pitch? What happened, like, in the tunnel? What were these little incidents that you saw beforehand?
Not more verbals, more than physical. Sometimes players would try and physically intimidate other players in the tunnel before games and stuff like that, because it was sort of off the pitch, away from the prying eyes of the ref and the supporters and the linesmen, and you get it. And then a lot of it was all mouth. You know, it really was. It was to try and put someone off the game, or try and get them thinking about something else apart from what their job was, and trying to intimidate them a little bit. And you know, and it was a strength of character that you had to show that you weren't going to be intimidated, and you went on the pitch determined to do your job for the team. But it's part and parcel of football, and I think the longer you're in the game, you see it more often. And I think it's going out, to be honest. And I've just been listening to the radio then talking about the protection players like Messi and Ronaldo get now, and it's for the benefit of the team, you know, or for the benefit of football, because as compared to people like Maradona, who was kicked mercilessly through his career, and the players got away with it. You know, who do people want to see? Do they want to see the people that smash everyone, or do they want to see the people that got all the skills and score goals? And I think that's the way the game's gone, and probably for the benefit of it. But I still think there is a place for tackling and aggressiveness on the pitch.
Hand on heart, do you feel that as a defender you could have been penalised more? Do you feel that you did tug shirts and bend the rules a little bit in your time?
I definitely pulled shirts and used my arms and things like that. I tried to do it in a discreet way, but I had, you know, forwards, you know, sticking their arms in my face and pulling my shirt and off the ball, you know, to get across me. You'll see strikers in the box. They'll actually, as the ball's being kicked, they'll push their defender away to get 2 yards away, you know, and then when the ball comes on that striker's head and the defender's 2 yards away, and everyone's like, why is he off him? If you see the replays, it's because the striker's pushed him before the ball's even kicked. So it's yeah, I did it. It's what do? Do you stand there innocently and let people do it to you and get away with it, or do you have to combat it in your own way? But I'd known if I started giving penalties away and stuff like that, they're going to cut it out, and my manager's going to make me cut it out. You know, I'm going to be dropped if I'm giving penalties away left, right, and centre. So it's all it's all a case of doing what you can to compete at the top level without penalising your own team.
An example of unfair play occurred in a Champions League match between Juventus and Celtic this season. And while Alexander feels it's become part of the game, he believes that harsher penalties should be brought in to stop these incidents continuing.
Yeah, I mean, it was the Italians. The Italians are famous for it, and their defensive qualities. And I don't think it's anything new to the game. I think it's. But how many times did you have 6 cameras on the penalty box, and watching every incident? So I think there's a quality in defending as in using your arms and using your body. That's why players go in the gym and build themselves up, but without actually grabbing hold of people's shirts and doing that. I think that is a free kick or a penalty. The only way to stop it is by referees dealing with it at the time. And I think if there'll be a few victims, harsh victims early doors, if they wanted to do it, but if they stuck to their guns, I think it would become less and less, because players ain't stupid and managers are not stupid. If they're going to be penalised with penalties and free kicks, then they're going to tell the players to cut it out. But if they can get away with it, they'll let them do it. And at the moment, players and teams are getting away with it. But it's something that strikers have to be a bit clever about. But you get strikers that are using blocks, running across and defenders getting blocked out. So it's both teams do it. It's the pulling and the pushing with the defenders, and it's the blocks with the attackers. So it's going on with both sides.